I turn around, I see the judges table, and there's 7 people sitting there. Like my heartbeat went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Always force you to watch, flagging with Josephine. Annoying intro that nobody cares about. But yet here we are.
Hi guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the following videos in this series. So in the last video I talked about my struggles throughout the University of Ghent, as well as my audition for MD. If you haven't seen that video yet, make sure to click the card in the upper right corner. I hope this is actually right and it won't flip it. So we ended off with the audition at MD, where I didn't pass my entrance exam for pop vocals, and they let me audition for classical vocals. Remember when the teacher said to me, you have 50 minutes to calm yourself down, I will get the other judge and then you can audition for us. So I was still sobbing and totally unprepared. I walk in the room and there are 2 teachers with a poker face. One is the classical vocal teacher, the one who told me to audition. The other is the judge, which is a piano teacher. So totally unprepared and still sobbing, I bust out a version of Per la gloria d'adorarvi from Griselda. And when I was done, the piano teacher was like, and you are sure that you want to work with that? She didn't say with her, she said with that. Looking back, it made me laugh, but it kind of makes sense, because there's like a kid singing unprepared, half crying, your voice sounds terrible when you do that. And he said yes. He was honestly one of the best vocal teachers I ever had, and I had a few, but that's for another video. So the next day I had to come in for a solfege exam. That exam would determine in what class they would put you. So the teacher of solfege said it was a close call, but you got in. She made clear to me that I just made it, like, which makes sense. I was unprepared for that exam, but I got in. Lucky for me. Those few days, everything went so fast, like audition there, audition there, audition there, and you got in. It was crazy. It's crazy how well they taught us solfege. Like really strict. They were drilling us and it worked out so well. Like, we got it. And at that entrance exam I met my current boyfriend of 3.5 years, which I'm really proud of. So from the beginning the plan was to study at MD for 2 years before trying out the entrance exam, because I was behind, because I only had vocal classes 20 minutes a week if the teacher wasn't ill and if I wasn't ill. Because as soon as you had a cold, the teacher was like, no, we do not want you to come here because we have to perform ourselves, and if you make us ill, we can't do that anymore. A bit dramatic, but that was what it was like. So I was at a disadvantage. And also, if I would study there for 2 years, I would get a degree, like someone went to that school for 4 years instead of only 2. And I must admit that year was so much fun. I actually made friends there, real friends. We did 2 projects with multiple performances. One project was the greatest choirs and overtures, and there, for example, we brought Slaves Choir from Nabucco, La Zingarella from Il Trovatore, etc. And then we had another project which was Queen and the Beatles, which is very self-explanatory. It was so much fun, and we even performed at the Beaux-Arts, which is a large concert hall in Belgium, in Brussels. In Belgium it's a pretty big deal. So the end of the first year is approaching. The substitute teacher for solfege tells me you should try out, like, even if it's just to know what they're gonna ask and what it's like, just try out. So you already have that advantage of knowing how the exam works. He said, don't wait another year. And I was like, why not? I'm not going to pass, but I know that already. But at least I will be more prepared the second time around. And also my boyfriend was going to audition that year for piano, so we do that. I first went to the open days of the conservatory in Ghent, where I got in contact with the vocal teachers for the first time. They were really nice and they tried a few things out with my voice, and they were like, okay, we might be able to work with that. So a few months pass by and it's audition day. So I enter a small concert hall in the conservatory, which is completely dark. The only things that are lit are the stage and the judges table. I turn around, I see the judges table, and there's 7 people sitting there. Like, my heartbeat went from 0 to 100 real quick. So I walk up to them, I introduce myself, I give them the scores from the vocal works that I was going to sing. My work of choice was Chi sprezzando il suo bene from Handel, and it's actually a translation from Die ihr Gottes Gnade versäumt. I don't know, originally from Bach's Passion, but I somehow ended up singing an Italian version of it. So I brought that work as well as some other arias that I don't remember at this point anymore. So I do that, I do the solfege part, which went really well. So a few days go by and I go to another building of the conservatory. Now in this building, everyone who auditioned for any instrument is there. Like people from MD, people I've never met, any instrument you can learn on the conservatory, all those people are there. And we had to wait over an hour for the judges to appear, and it turns out I was the reason why. And back at it with the cliffhanger. Stay tuned for the next video in this series, and make sure to tell me in the comment section down below what is that one thing that you want to achieve, that you really want to achieve, and what is limiting you. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Stop making silent noises. So the next day I had to come in for a solfege. I don't know what you call it, I just call it solfege from now. It's so warm in here, by the way, guys. With the heels over the slope. So I was at we did 2 projects with multiple performances. One project was the greatest choirs and overtures. I don't know how you say it. Overtures. It's so warm. I turn around, I see the Dutch. And make to show me.